Good evening to DeFiChain News on the 17th January 2024, the news show that provides you with the latest updates on DeFiChain project. If you like the show, then let's go crazy on the like button. It wakes up the algorithm and helps the project. Subscribe and click the bell button. And stay until the end because we will discuss the next shows and dates. Afterward, we also have some time to answer your questions, so please put them here in the chat. But before we start now with the headlines and the content, I would like to welcome my co-moderator and expert of DeFiChain, Lord Mark. How are you on this wonderful Wednesday?
Fantastic. Hey, good to be back. How are you?
Great, great week. DeFiChain, everything is running smoothly on MetaChain. People have still a good mood. Team DUSD Repack, my nice
I,
shirt.
I, I just wanted to mention you've got such a stylish new shirt. Tell me the story about it.
It was created by Silverback. The one or other saw him on X, and it's a kind of special edition. Team Repack. You could order it. The profit goes to Burn DUSD. Yeah, so he will use it to buy DUSD and burn it. So we are still here. DUSD is topic number one. That's why we also decided to choose the title of the DUSD Bonds starting soon. So we will cover the topic, but before we make the deep dive here, let us have a look on the headline, and then you can cover it and tell us what's happening.
Absolutely. Here you go.
Yes, so DUSD bonds, our main topic of today's show, and topic number one, DUSD. MetaChain projects and their updates, for sure. We will show you what happened in this week. Notable mentions, community projects and updates as usually, and last but not least, the future dates. So, DUSD bonds, our favorite topic for today. There's a lot of things happening, but it started a long time ago. I had a look. So let's start from the beginning. Where's the idea from?
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like a fairy tale, right? In a land far, far
Far, far.
away. Actually, it was a DFIP, nearly forgotten. November 2022, everything started. Actually, there it was approved, so it started far earlier. There was a lot of kind of ideas going into, and I think Kugi was a main character, like always with these DFIPs. And the idea was, let's lock up some DUSD. At that time, it was still called DUSD lock pools. Now we have a new name, DUSD bonds. You lock up DUSD and you get like interest on it, like classic bond story, not James Bond, like bond as a kind of investment vehicle. The idea is that you lock it up for 1 or 2 years, and then your money is going to be released, and in the meantime you earn yield on it. So really nice idea. Took a little bit longer to be implemented, especially then the DeFi MetaChain saw the light of day, and the idea was, okay, why let's do this not on the native layer, let's do this on the DMC, makes it much easier. And so the plan was made. So the story is that there always have been some unused rewards on the DeFi chain. And they are at the moment 11.74 DFI per block. And they add up over the day. You said they're about 2,800 blocks in a day or something like this.
Roughly, yes.
Yeah, roughly. So that changes, of course, all the time. Blocks are not constantly 30 seconds, as we know. But anyway, a ton of DFI gonna be collected. They're gonna be swapped into DUSD. I mean, swapped into DUSD means there's a constant buy pressure on DUSD. And then the DUSD are distributed to the people who lock up their funds. The interesting thing is there are going to be two kind of bonds. There's a 1-year bond and a 2-year bond. Every time you lock your capital in there, you create kind of a batch. And this batch runs then for 12 or 24 months. That means, let's say, if I would lock it up on the 1st of February, then it's from the 1st of February until the next 1st of February, actually until the 31st of January. And how are the rewards going to be distributed? So 3/8 of the rewards, so a little bit less than half, are gonna be distributed to the 1-year bond, and of course to the 2-year bonds there are higher rewards because you lock up your rewards for 2 years. Are they then forever locked up? Yes, they are locked up for this certain amount in time, but there are 2 events where the bonds could be unlocked. They're called early exit criteria. So what are these early exit criteria? If the algo ratio of the DUSD is under 30%, then the 1-year bond's gonna be unlocked. And if the algo ratio is under 20%, then the 2-year bonds are going to be unlocked. Why are we doing this? Because if the algo ratio is low, we need DUSD, and then we want to free some DUSD out of their bonds. Interesting is going to be most likely if the algo ratio would change then again, then most likely the bond's going to be reactivated DC, right? That's how I understand it. But let's lock the DUSD up first, then think about the algo ratio later. How can you interact with these bonds? Very important. So we from Team Chessphere, we are going to provide a very simple user interface, very intuitive. Is this available for preview already? If you connect to the testnet, then you can use the user interface. There you can test not 1 or 2 years, you can test 1 or 2 days. So don't be worried if you lock up your DUSD on testnet, but you can check it out. Looks pretty similar like StakeX. It's of course a little bit adjusted to the new product. And this is available on web and also soon in the mobile version, but more about that later. The cool thing is also every batch that you lock up creates kind of an NFT, because let's say I lock up my DUSD DC, but I think actually I want cash for that and I would like to sell my DUSD, then I could not sell it theoretically, but that the batch has an NFT, I could sell you my NFT now, and then you hold my DUSD in the future. I think that's a really nice twist to the story, because I think a lot of people might be worried, oh, if I lock them up, what can I do with it? Maybe I need liquidity. You can sell them. Of course, you can sell them for cheaper. There's going to be a market, right? Supply and demand.
Sure.
You might not get the full price. You might get the lower price, or who knows? Maybe you get even more because there's a strong premium. We don't know. So that makes the thing more flexible. And it can be traded on NFT marketplaces like the one that we, Atlantis, that's gonna see, that's gonna be launched on DeFi MetaChain.
And the NFTs will also have some categories. I don't know, 3 or 4. So standard, and then it depends on the amount you locked: 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 DUSD. So will be interesting to see how big the batches are, how many, and how it distributes. Really interesting. Testnet, you mentioned it. Kygi just deployed the latest version of the smart contracts. I don't know if they are already connected to your interface, but will be. And then everyone is invited to test, try it out, check if everything is running smoothly. Later on, the smart contract can for sure not be changed on mainnet. That's not intended. And mainnet will follow very soon. What does it mean? We said next week.
Next year, hopefully not. Next week.
So I would say testing this week, and then in the next news show, fingers crossed, we can cover DUSD bonds, how much TVL is locked there.
We said we want to do a bet on it, but that we don't know when exactly it launches. So if you want to know when it launches, follow the official channels. Follow, on X. I think that's the best space to spot everything, and then, be part of the game, be part of the DUSD bond family, and enjoy the earning rewards.
Thanks for the hint. I think X, you will not miss it. Everyone will post and repost and share the information available about DUSD bonds in the community. And then we will see. Okay, so far for the DUSD bonds launching on MetaChain with your service for Chessphere. So that's the perfect handover to the next topic for today. MetaChain, the projects and the updates. So what happened last week here on this side?
Yeah, first, like always, disclaimer, warning. There are maybe projects out there that wanna steal your money. So I'm not talking about the ones that we're gonna mention, but the story is what we wanna say: do your own research. This is no financial advice. Only because we name a project, only because we talk about a project, that doesn't mean that it's like 100% safe. You are the own captain of your ship. Just make sure that everything is safe and secure. There's a pretty cool spreadsheet that DC is doing from day one of DeFi MetaChain. Check it out. You find all the projects with a lot of information there. That's the good source first to start do your research. So let's jump into the project. ChefSphere. We're gonna provide a really cool user interface. I said already it's available on the testnet. So you have to connect to the testnet wallet or to the testnet through the wallet that you can see it. Otherwise, it's kind of grayed out. Next week's gonna be, of course, also gonna be live on the mainnet. You're gonna find it under Cryo Vault. Cryo DUSD is our product name, but that's the DUSD Bonds. And yeah, then happy bonding in that case. I don't know if that's a word. So not only happy staking, but also happy bonding. We reached 20 million or close to 20 million TVL on DUSD staking. Let's see how this is going to be influenced by the DUSD bonds next week. How much liquidity is going to flow into the DUSD bonds. And
yes.
This is going to be really interesting. And the cool thing is, of course, if liquidity flows out of DUSD staking, that also means that there's going to be higher APRs. And APRs are going to go up anyway because a lot of DUSD has been sold, right, in the last couple of weeks. Another nice thing we've been asked so many times, when mobile version is nearly ready, so I can smell it already. It's in the oven, ready to take out. And yeah, hopefully it's gonna see the light of day tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Check our official channels, you cannot miss it. And then finally, it's also available on your mobile device. Good, so much about ChefSphere. Another great project, VanillaSwap. Version 3 is now live on VanillaSwap. So check it out. You can now migrate your liquidity with following modifications: concentrated liquidity and multiple fee tiers. What that means exactly, I have no clue. I haven't checked it out yet. Go and have a look. There's a tweet also that explains that a little bit more into details, but for sure worth checking out. They are also always on the forefront of development. This is gonna be really interesting. DC, have you tried it out already?
No, not. It's the fork of Uniswap version 3. Yeah. So till now, VanillaSwap was Uniswap version 2. And there was a development in the past on Uniswap, and now they use the fork. If you don't want to use it, you can still use also the old VanillaSwap version 2. That's also available. And yeah, check it out. I think it's worth for the liquidity providers. It can be very interesting. Also, this concentrated liquidity where you don't have to put the liquidity for the whole range, the whole price range. It's just on some area, and this can have an impact on also impermanent loss. That's the idea.
Absolutely. Good. Next project, Octo DeFi. They've been at a meetup in Munich and they showed their new blue paper. I think the blue paper is available on, you find it, go to the Twitter account, check it out. They have more details about how this works with your Octo NFTs. And we can see that people are taking them off the marketplace or not selling them anymore. Now they see it as utility incoming. You can earn soon, most likely, nice, juicy rewards depending on your Octos. So people are kind of hoarding and hodling them at the moment. Also, there were winners for the second season of DeFi Bets. They got their Octo NFTs already. And yeah, they also ask for your feedback. What are the biggest questions about the project? So follow them on Twitter, answer their questions. This is going to be really, really interesting how we can earn rewards in the future with our Octos. Million Pixel DFI, great project. They have this virtual billboard where you can put up your logo, your picture, whatever, and link it to a website. They have now already 27 different pics were placed on their first, DMC project. It was actually their first DMC project ever. Yeah, it was their first project, but also our in total. They are also sponsoring the DEX Trading Masters number 5 that we're going to talk in a couple of minutes with 3,000, 2,000 and 1,000 pixels. So good idea if you want your name, if you want to be there forever on the pixel wall, then a good way to get it for free. Take part in a DEX Trading Masters competition and win your spot for eternity on the pixel wall. Now to the planned projects. Crypto Factor, 100 million token generation event is planned. Or they minted the tokens already. Now they're gonna start with the pre-sale first. 1 out of 4 rounds expected to end of January. Details will come shortly. They promised already to give us more details, and for sure they're gonna also in their Telegram group and on Twitter. The product platform is planned for March. So check it out. It's gonna be really, really interesting. Pre-sales is imminently and incoming. DeFiChain domains. They are planning for quite a while already to launch their project. It seems they're working on their homepage. Some previews were shared on X. Check out their Twitter account if you want to see how the DeFiChain domains, that's a version of the unstoppable domains that we know from Ethereum, are gonna be gonna look like on DeFi MetaChain. And then that's a pretty cool one. I just learned that DeFi the MMA championship game. So they said there's gonna be kind of a like a card-based game. They're gonna come to DeFi MetaChain, and they posted it under the name. It's kind of an old game that was called The Dark Eye in German, DSA, or Das Schwarze Auge. That was like really, really popular when we were young. DC, that was our, that's about like 30, 40, 35 years ago or something like this. It's really old.
It was the time before game consoles or personal computers. It was with paper, pen, and
some dice, and you had to roll the dice. And there was a game master. He said, okay, you're entering a room, there are 3 zombies waiting over there, what do you want to do? It was absolutely freaking fantastic. So they're gonna bring this to DeFi MetaChain. I'm really stoked about that. So check that project out. Really cool to see.
That's all about what happened or what was mentioned about the MetaChain project. So still heavily building, everything is changing there. Thanks for the update. Then what else happened this week? Our notable mentions.
There's a new community reward campaign that was started by the DeFiChain Labs team. This is the first of 3 community reward campaigns spotlighting the DeFiChain ecosystem across various social channels. So check it out. Normally what happens in these social media campaigns that you can earn rewards there. In this case, it's 1,000 DFI. You have to do certain tasks. You have to like something. You have to share something. Check it out. Mark your calendar. The winner will be announced on the 7th of February. So that's in about 3 weeks. It's on a platform called Gleam. It's a community reward campaign platform. Check it out. Link's going to be in the show notes. Then the DeFiChain team promoted their roadmap for first part of the year 2024. There's a long blog post, and there was another blog post about the Munich's DeFiChain meetup. So all projects that participated there are kind of summarized. Check that out if you haven't been there and you want to know who was there and what they're doing. That's a good read for sure. And then notable mention, my DeFiChain, they broke 100 million requests per day on the RPC infrastructure. So you explained it very nicely before. Every time you open MetaMask and you want information, how many tokens do I have? I want to stake something. I want to claim something. Then you need these RPC calls, and they were 10 million RPC calls on one day. So that shows that DeFi MetaChain is growing fast. I mean, otherwise there wouldn't be 100 million RPC calls, and they have to kind of increase their infrastructure to grow with this fast growing demand. Absolutely amazing. Thanks, my DeFiChain. Absolutely fantastic service. Last but not least, before we forget it, there was a couple of CFPs approved recently. A DeFi listing of coin DCX, that's exchange in India. We had a hackathon in India. Yeah, 1 billion people there. I think a big upcoming crypto country, so we have a foothold there now in India. And then there were 2 CFPs approved from my DeFiChain for Ocean 2024 infrastructure and also for the MetaMask RPCs. I think that's heavily needed, that we have great connection there. Congratulations to the winners.
Yeah, and next voting round is already running. With the end of the last one, the new one started. Check out the proposals there and vote. And what I forgot on the German side, special DFIP is still running for everyone with a masternode. Vote until 20th Friday.
Yeah, 20th.
Around
20th,
about.
Yeah.
You can vote.
What is it about?
It's about changing a ticker for the new D tokens. It's about changing from Bitcoin futures ETF to the new ones listed,
to the spot one.
EBT, to the spot one. I think that's really worth to change, but without a DFIP, you cannot change things.
Yeah, great thing. We voted today already, and thanks for putting the special DFIP up. Really cool.
Yeah. Crowdfunded by the community. Yeah, really great. Good. Then community projects, the good old ones around DeFiChain, on DeFiChain. What happened on this side?
Yeah, there's our the team that is here every week now, DEX Trading Masters, and they start the 5th edition. And the cool thing is, the last was like humans against machines. This one is named Repack Edition. And it's all about because the fees from the DEX Trading Masters 5 gonna be swapped into DUSD, and they're gonna be burned, or actually they are in DUSD already, and they're gonna burn that to support the repack. All participants can also opt to donate part of their winnings at the end of the competition. That's a nice twist. So if you wanna participate there as a competitor, that's also a cool idea. Registration is open now. If you haven't signed up, there's always a nice basket of prizes that can be won. We mentioned before already, you can your little space in eternity on the pixels. You get pixeled on the pixel wall, so that's a cool one. Absolutely fantastic prize. Competition starts already on Monday, 22nd of January. So yeah, don't be late. And follow the other lucky winners who kind of doubled, tripled their investments there. Really cool edition. Repack edition.
Yeah, that's all for the project side. Then last but not least on the show today, future dates. Yeah, what's happening next here on the channel?
Future dates. So next week, of course, we're gonna be here with the next news show. And then I'm still working on the fireside chat. Hopefully I'm gonna get that in. I'm in touch with a fantastic candidate for the fireside chat. Has never been on one of our channels, so that's gonna be super nice. I'm gonna keep you updated. And then DC is working on the next Tech Talk with Prasanna. So hopefully we're gonna get this in at least beginning of February.
Yeah. Then thanks for covering all the topics. A lot of things happened just in 1 week. DeFiChain is still heavily building, moving forward. Community is still in a good mood. Next week will be really interesting with the DUSD Bonds. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely.
And I would say everyone out there, have a nice time. Thanks for watching. Give us a like here. If you watch live, then we still have some time for questions. Put them here in the chat. And see you here on the news show.
Absolutely.
See you
Nice
next
evening.
week. Bye-bye.
So there we are, DC.
Let's go.
Let's see. Good. Honsan. Hello, guys. Good. Gersa Attila says just listening and learning at the moment. Yeah, that's always a good way to start. Thanks for joining. And if you have a question, leave it here. There's a question from Honsan. Honsan says, what about some question and answer sessions about a great ecosystem? Maybe focus on DMC. We had 2 question and answer shows so far. We
Mhm.
had one that you and me did. Then there was one that you and Kugi did.
Yeah,
I think a third
it's well,
could
makes sense.
be something that we could think about. And Roger Medina.
Maybe just to another hint, we already had in mind to make a Q&A and
Yeah.
in December, but due to the overall situation and on DeFiChain, we decided to not make it. Maybe now it's the time.
Yeah, sorry for that. Now it's the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring that back. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Roger Medina, good morning, guys. Yeah, good evening here. What do you think of move the negative interest to the bonds plus bring back the buy and burn mode and give the negative interest to the bonds too? That way we incentivize people to lock their DUSD. I have a clear.
I would say
Go ahead, DC.
I would wait. What does it mean? Yeah, because currently we have this round about 3 DUSD, 4 DUSD per block, multiplied with 2,800 blocks per day. So more than 10,000 DUSD is distributed as rewards per day. I think we need a lot of DUSD that the APR is coming down significantly, millions, and I would use them, because if the APR is too big, that's also not
And
the
I
intent.
think why I wouldn't do this, me personally, is I think it's always good to have different products. If everybody, there are for sure going to be people that say, I don't want to lock up for 12 months because that's far too long for me. So they also can't kind of want to earn interest on DUSD. And if they're, for example, in staking, they're also kind of off the market and not selling them. So it also binds liquidity. So I think it's good to have maybe multiple tiers to have that. And the moment as it is the situation, it's working actually pretty neatly. So I think if we add the bonds now, we have like these multiple tiers. That's why me personally, but yeah, everybody can have different opinion. Thanks for bringing that up. And yeah, let's discuss this. But I think I wouldn't change too much at the moment. Things are working
Yeah.
quite smoothly. If we now change again and buy and burn but again and change everything back slowly. I think that's something what we learned in the past, DC. Sometimes slower changes are better than changing everything back and forth all the time. No?
But to make it also clear, it's up to everyone
Exactly.
who has an idea, make a DFIP and vote for it. Yeah, we cannot decide it here. Also, the core developers cannot decide. It must be DFIP, and if there are great ideas out there, let's do it. Yeah, I think that's the way we should go.
Yeah. So, Roger, not that you get me wrong, right? So I think if you put it here in the chat, I think it's a question for me and DC. We have our personal opinion, but the community decides how this works. It's not up to us. We are just doing the news show here. Cool. Yeah, DC, there are not more questions. We are
On time.
spot on time. 1 minute too late already. So I think it's time to finish off. And yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, see you too. Thanks for joining, Mark. Thanks for covering all the topics. It was again a great news show. Looking forward to what is happening in 2024. A great year is ahead of us. And yeah, everyone out there, see you soon here. Have a great time.
Thank you very much. And bye-bye.
Bye bye.